Feeling less energetic than you used to after 50 is an extremely common complaint. It seems like suddenly, tasks that were once simple now require monumental effort. The day has barely begun, and fatigue has already set in. Many accept this as an inevitable consequence of aging, a kind of price paid for the passage of time. But what if this chronic fatigue isn't just a matter of age, but rather a clear sign that something fundamental is missing at the deepest level of your organism? A signal coming directly from your cells. Modern science has shown us that vitality isn't just a feeling, but the result of trillions of biochemical processes occurring every second. When these processes lose efficiency, our energy diminishes. This isn't about weakness or lack of willpower, but a real energy crisis happening within you. What we are discovering is that the search for the answer to the number one nutrient for boosting energy that most people over 50 are missing leads us to a specific molecule whose natural production by our body experiences a drastic decrease precisely at this stage of life. If you identify with this feeling of declining energy, stay with me until the end, as we'll uncover a key piece that might be missing from your vitality puzzle. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, take this opportunity to do so now and activate notifications, so you don't miss any science-based health tips that can transform your quality of life. This crucial molecule, which many experts consider the most overlooked energy nutrient after 50, is coenzyme Q10, or simply CoQ10. You might have heard of it, but you probably don't grasp the full magnitude of its importance. CoQ10 isn't a vitamin or mineral you primarily get from your diet. It's a substance your own body produces. And herein lies the core of the problem. Our ability to produce it peaks around age 20 and, from then on, a slow and steady decline begins. By the time we reach 50 or 60, CoQ10 levels in vital organs like the heart, kidneys, and liver organs that demand immense amounts of energy can be significantly lower. Discovered in 1957, CoQ10 is found in practically every cell of the human body, and its presence is so fundamental to life that it's also known as ubiquinone, derived from the word ubiquity, meaning present everywhere. Its primary function lies at the heart of our energy metabolism. It acts within the mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses that exist inside each of our cells. Think of the mitochondrion as a car's engine, and CoQ10 as the spark plug. Without that initial spark, the fuel simply cannot be converted into usable energy, and the engine won't run. But how exactly does this spark plug operate at a molecular level to generate the energy that keeps us active and vibrant? The mechanism is fascinating and explains why its decline is felt so directly in our daily lives. To understand the power of coenzyme Q10, we need to take a brief journey inside the mitochondrion. This is where a complex process called the electron transport chain occurs, which is the final stage of cellular respiration. Basically, it's the process that converts the energy from the food we eat into a form of energy our cells can use directly, a molecule called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. ATP is often referred to as the body's energy currency. Every movement you make, every thought you have, every beat of your heart is powered by ATP. ATP production is like a biological assembly line, and CoQ10 is one of the most essential workers on that line. Its specific role is to shuttle electrons between the protein complexes in the chain. Imagine a series of gears that need to turn in perfect synchrony for the final machine to produce energy. CoQ10 is the belt connecting these gears, ensuring the flow of energy is continuous and efficient. When CoQ10 levels are low, this assembly line slows down and becomes less productive. The belt is loose. The result is less ATP production. For the body, this translates directly into less fuel available for muscles, the brain, and especially the heart, which is the organ with the highest concentration of mitochondria and the body's greatest energy demand. The fatigue you feel isn't imagination. It's the actual biochemical consequence of a crisis in cellular energy production. But CoQ10's role doesn't stop there. During this intense energy production process, a dangerous byproduct is generated, and CoQ10 plays a second vital role, acting as a bodyguard to protect our cells from damage. This second fundamental role of coenzyme Q10 is its potent antioxidant action. The very process of energy production that keeps us alive also inevitably generates unstable molecules called free radicals. These free radicals are like sparks escaping the cellular engine, causing damage to surrounding structures, a process known as oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is implicated in the aging process and many chronic diseases. CoQ10, in its reduced form called ubiquinol, is one of the most important antioxidants our body produces. What makes it unique is its location. Since it's produced and used within the mitochondrion, it's in the right place at the right time to neutralize free radicals directly at the source, before they can cause significant damage to mitochondrial DNA and other critical cellular structures. This creates a double protection scenario. CoQ10 not only helps produce energy, but also protects the powerhouse itself from damage caused by its operation. Now, imagine what happens when CoQ10 levels decline with age. We have a doubly dangerous situation. First, energy production decreases, causing fatigue. Second, antioxidant protection within the mitochondrion weakens, allowing more free radical damage to accumulate. This creates a vicious cycle. More mitochondrial damage leads to less energy production and greater free radical generation, which in turn accelerates cellular aging. Breaking this cycle is crucial for maintaining vitality. Given this critical dual function, the question that naturally arises is, what does science say about supplementation? Can we reverse this decline and see real benefits by taking CoQ10? The theory behind coenzyme Q10 is sound, but what does the scientific evidence from human studies show? Research on CoQ10 supplementation is vast, spanning decades and various health conditions. When it comes to energy and fatigue in people over 50, the results are promising, albeit with some important nuances. Several clinical trials, particularly in populations with energy-affecting conditions like heart failure, have shown that CoQ10 supplementation can significantly improve fatigue symptoms and exercise capacity. This makes perfect sense, as the heart relies heavily on CoQ10. For the general population, without specific diseases, the evidence is a bit more mixed, but still encouraging. Some research, like a meta-analysis published in the journal PLOS 1 which analyzed multiple studies, has suggested that CoQ10 supplementation may help reduce the subjective feeling of fatigue. Other studies have shown improvements in physical performance and faster recovery after exercise in older adults who supplemented. It's crucial to be honest about the limitations. Many studies use different doses, different forms of CoQ10, and have varying durations, making direct comparisons difficult. Science doesn't point to CoQ10 as a magic pill that will eliminate all tiredness overnight. However, the body of evidence strongly suggests that optimizing CoQ10 levels is a biologically plausible and potentially effective strategy for combating age-related energy decline. The evidence then leads us to a fundamental practical question. If someone is considering supplementation, how can it be done correctly and safely? There are different forms on the market, and the choice can drastically affect its effectiveness. If you are considering exploring the benefits of coenzyme Q10, it's vital to understand how to implement it safely and effectively. First, let's talk about dietary sources. CoQ10 can be found in small amounts in foods like organ meats, heart and liver, fatty fish such as sardines and mackerel, and in some vegetables, like spinach and broccoli. However, to reach the therapeutic levels used in most clinical studies, you would need to consume unrealistic amounts of these foods daily. For this reason, supplementation is the most practical way to significantly increase CoQ10 levels in the body. When looking for a supplement, you'll find two main forms, ubiquidone and ubiquidone. Ubiquidone is the oxidized form, which the body needs to convert into the active form, ubiquidone. With advancing age, this conversion ability can become less efficient. Ubiquinol is the reduced and already active form of CoQ10, ready to be utilized by the body. Several studies suggest that ubiquinol is significantly more bioavailable, meaning it's better absorbed and utilized by the body, especially in individuals over 40. Therefore, opting for ubiquinol may be a smarter choice. As for dosage, most studies use doses ranging from 100 to 200 milligrams per day. Furthermore, since CoQ10 is lipophilic fat soluble, its absorption is drastically improved when taken with a meal containing some healthy fat, such as avocado, olive oil, or nuts. Understanding these details is crucial. And if you find this information useful and clear, show your support by liking this video. This greatly helps us understand that we are creating valuable content for you. But before you rush out to buy a supplement, there's a very common drug interaction you absolutely need to be aware of. There is an extremely common class of medications, prescribed to millions of people over 50, that has a direct and well-documented interaction with coenzyme Q10. We are talking about statins, the drugs used to lower cholesterol levels. The mechanism by which statins work is by inhibiting an enzyme in the liver called HMG-CoA. It is fundamental to emphasize that all information presented in this video has an educational purpose. It does not, in any way, substitute the evaluation and guidance of a doctor or other qualified healthcare professional. Self-medication, even with seemingly safe supplements like CoQ10, can be risky. The first and most important reason to consult a professional is for correct diagnosis. Persistent fatigue can be a symptom of dozens of other medical conditions, some of them very serious, such as anemia, thyroid problems, heart disease, uncontrolled diabetes, or even depression. Starting to take an energy supplement without first investigating the root cause of the fatigue can mask a serious problem that requires completely different treatment. Second, there are drug interactions. We've already discussed statins, but CoQ10 can also interact with other medications, such as blood thinners like warfarin, potentially reducing their effectiveness. And with some blood pressure medications, only a doctor or pharmacist can analyze your complete medication profile and ensure supplementation is safe for you. Finally, professional guidance allows for personalization. A doctor can assess whether you truly need a supplement and what the most appropriate dose would be for your individual needs, perhaps even suggesting a blood test to measure your CoQ10 levels. The goal of this video is to empower you with knowledge so you can have a richer, more informed conversation with your doctor. You can go to your appointment and say, "Doctor, I've learned about coenzyme Q10 and its relationship to energy production and statin use. Do you think this might be relevant in my case?" Now, with all this knowledge in hand, let's consolidate everything into a clear and actionable plan. We have reached the end of our deep dive into what could be considered the #1 nutrient for boosting energy that most people over 50 are missing. Let's summarize the most important points and outline a clear action plan. First, we understood that fatigue after 50 is not just a feeling, but often the result of a real drop in cellular energy production. Second, we identified coenzyme Q10 as a central molecule in this process, whose natural production decreases with age, impacting both ATP generation, our energy, and the antioxidant protection of our cells. Third, we saw that scientific evidence, though nuanced, supports the potential of CoQ10 supplementation to improve energy and vitality, especially in individuals with deficiencies or those using medications like statins. And fourth, we learned the practical and safe ways to consider supplementation, preferring the ubiquinol form and taking it with food. Based on this, your action plan can be broken down into 3 simple steps. Step 1. Recognition. Consider your persistent fatigue not as an aging sentence, but as a valid signal from your body that something needs attention. Step 2. Information. Use what you've learned here as a solid foundation of knowledge. Continue your research, but always from reliable, science-based sources. Step 3. Consultation. This is the most crucial step. Schedule an appointment with your trusted doctor. Discuss your symptoms, share what you've learned about coenzyme Q10, and ask if this is a strategy that makes sense for you. Taking care of your cellular energy is directly investing in your quality of life, your independence, and your ability to enjoy every day to the fullest. What other health topic would you like us to investigate with the same scientific depth? Leave your suggestion here in the comments. We read all of them. Thank you very much for joining us, and until the next video.